And there you go, that's the end of Chapter 1, and this is the official start of Chapter 2. But this whole episode pretty much is going to be us talking to companions, starting with our new apprentice of Jaisa. And there's a few other companions we'll talk about here and there, because we need to start getting to know our crew just a bit better.
What is on your mind, apprentice?
So much. I've only touched the dark side, and already I feel as though the galaxy is unfurling before me. There's so much to take in. And I'll admit, I'm a little uncertain about what it means to be Sith.
You must learn how things run around here, and how best to serve me. Tell me, what do you think your role as my apprentice is about? What do you suppose our relationship is?
You are my master in all things. I do as you say, no matter what. My life belongs to you.
As you prove yourself, you will be given greater latitude, provided my will is ultimately served.
I spit on the Jedi way. The further I went with Nomenkar, the more restricted I felt. All my life, I've felt kept and confined. Always wanting to watch what I say, treating emotion as the enemy. The dark side is my freedom. I'm going to express everything.
We believe that letting our emotions flow makes us stronger and unlocks our potential.
As you speak, I am swelling with pride and hope. Please, may I ask you something?
You need not be cautious with me, Jaisa.
Your availability is a gift. The Jedi kept me stifled. Romantic interactions were strictly forbidden. I'm near starved. When time allows, am I free to go hunting?
It's important for you to experience a full range of sensations and emotion. So not only is that acceptable, it is required.
This just keeps getting better and better. I'm beside myself. I see I have much to absorb. I'm humbled by your attention. Thank you.
We can continue this discussion another time.
Of course, my master.
So you'll learn pretty quickly that Jaisa is actually absolutely crazy, and it's kind of hilarious. But you'll notice that my character, her dark side stuff is showing on her face, and that is intentional. I wanted that to happen, and it is part of my character's development, and it's part of her story. And we'll talk about that once we get, a little further within to Chapter 2.
Have you ever heard of Nock Drayen? Pirate. Terrified the criminal world for a few decades.
He destroyed the Wrath Cartel and the Vandalhelm Combine in some giant power grab. Same guy?
Yeah, same guy. Weird to think of him that way. Nock Drayen was the most famous killer in the galaxy. But he set me free. I was still slaving it up for Three Eyes when he crossed Nock. Or maybe he just had something Nock wanted. I never did ask.
Did any of the gang survive the encounter?
You mean anyone that wasn't owned as property? No, they did not. I'm still not sure how Nock got his speeders into the camp. One minute they weren't there, and then they were. He was ruthless, but not a thug, Sort of a pirate prince. Freed all the slaves, and told them they could join up, or go their own way.
I assume you saw the opportunity for plunder and seized it.
Well, I wasn't gonna go wander off on whatever waste of a planet we were on. I was the smallest on the crew, and mining had taught me to fit in tight spaces. Nock's crew showed me how to steal. For a long time, I didn't feel bad about stealing. So much had been taken from me.
Even the small action of taking gave you control of your life. That is everything.
Well, it's a long time ago anyway. Let's get back to work, yeah?
Remember, the whole Nock Drayen thing is part of the Smuggler storyline, and I have played through the Smuggler, so if you want to learn about that, you can watch that series.
What does family mean to you? I mean, does it have to be the people you're actually related to?
When you're close to people, they become family. Sometimes whether you want them to or not.
Cute. I'm going to take that as a compliment. When I was working for Nock Drayen, doing the pirate thief thing, he had a daughter my age, Risha. It wasn't like Nock was super sweet to her or anything. But he'd call her princess, and I wished I was her.
Having someone your own age could be great or terrible, depending.
It was great. Always great. Risha was smart and strong. She knew how to do everything around the ship, and I went everywhere with her. Suddenly I had a sister again. For years it was re-shun me against the galaxy and anyone who gave us grief.
Memories of the best times in life are treasures later in life.
Who are you, and what did you do with the Sith I know? Eventually, Nock hatched some secret plan that I couldn't be a part of. One that apparently got them both killed. But for a while there, I really was happy. Enough of that.
I think the first line there that my character says really summarizes how she feels about the crew, you know. Sometimes the people are forced to be your family, whether you really want them to or not.
You know, I never thought much about being a Twi'lek when I was younger. Even on Ryloth, there were lots of other types of people. As far as I could tell, people like me were just the ones who made the best slaves. Wasn't much to be proud of, you know?
Your perspective changed as you got older.
It wasn't getting older. It was meeting Twi'leks that weren't helpless. When I left Nock Drain's gang, I joined up with a group of Twi'lek artifact hunters. They were all young too, full of fire and Twi'lek pride, out trying to recover our heritage.
In the academy, it was all competition and suspicion. It would have been nice to have people I could trust.
I never thought about that. Academy's not really a place to make friends, I guess. I made friends in the new gang, but it wasn't until we did our first job together that we were family. There was this rich Duras scumball, Kata Bliss. Obsessed with Twi'lek women, artifacts, clothes, anything. We took him for everything he was worth.
That's quite a haul. I assume your little gang lived well for a while.
Not really. The Twi'lek groups who bought the artifacts weren't exactly rich. But we survived. Anyway, we were flying high. Did a couple more jobs together. Then came Korriban. And I guess you know how that ended up.
You know, the whole slave thing with the Twi'leks is a lot of part of their heritage, which is kind of a strange thing to say, but I do like the lore behind that race.
You're never gonna guess what I've been doing. No, don't try. I'll tell you. In between jumps, I've been checking holo frequencies, and I found the old gang. They're on Nar Shaddaa. They weren't leaving messages for me in the old spots. I thought they got themselves caught, or dead, or something.
That must have been very nice.
Was that you trying to be polite? Old gang's been on the run since I've been gone. Apparently our mysterious informant for the Korriban job was that scumsucker Kata Bliss. Bliss sure got revenge for the job we pulled on him. Fake mission, fake cover story. I'm thrown in the slave pens, and he hits the gang hard.
At least we each got a new friend out of the deal.
You were so sweet sometimes. Once they escaped the mercenaries, Taunt and what's left of the old gang spent their last credits tracking Kata Bliss's movements. That Duros snake has managed to get his hands on the Star of Kalaun. It's a priceless piece of Twi'lek history. I want to get it back.
We'll find this Duros and make him pay for every slight against you and yours.
You're fantastic! Kata Bliss is at the spaceport on Nar Shaddaa, trying to line up a buyer. I'll send a message that we're coming. Make us out to be interested buyers. Oh, and I'll tell the gang to get ready to receive the artifact. Bliss has some famous Kalish bodyguard they call the Virus working for him these days. But that's not gonna worry you, is it?
We'll end up continuing her story a little further down the line once we've done a bit of Chapter 2. We actually need to go talk to Quinn now, because remember, we gotta get to know the guy a little bit better, because we're still a little uneasy about him.
My lord, I'd appreciate it if you could speak with Vet. Ask her not to disturb me when I'm working.
Aren't you supposed to run this ship, Captain? And the crew?
She's not wired for military precision. And there's no filter on that Twi'lek mouth. When I was tracking down Agent Volderen, she must have overheard me refer to Moff Broysk, and now she persistently pesters me about him. She keeps slipping his name nonsensically into conversations just to annoy me. Says she won't stop until I tell her why I hate the man.
Vet never ceases to amuse me.
I hope you won't encourage her, my lord. It's neither appropriate nor in the Empire's interest to discuss the matter with non-military personnel. Besides, knowing her, The details of Broisk's collapse at Druckenwell and his and my subsequent conflict would only give her more fodder.
Leave it to me. She'll stop bothering you.
I was hoping you'd say that, my lord. Thank you.
Master, Vet keeps poking me. Don't make me stop this ship and turn it back around and go back home. Bastards.
My lord, I seek advice. As a military man, above all else, I value discipline, the chain of command, and uncompromising dedication to serving the Empire's interests. But there's a built-in dilemma. When my instincts tell me that a superior is jeopardizing the Empire, it makes my path less clear.
Do you have a problem with my leadership, Quinn?
No, my lord, you mistake me. My concern is about the legacy of my former commander. I stood by as Moff Broisk's random whims compromised countless missions. It is a mistake I refuse to repeat. Defying him ruined my career, but I should have done it sooner. No matter the consequences.
You're seething with hatred for him. I can feel it. You'd like nothing better than to exact revenge.
Revenge is a great motivator. Yet it often clouds judgment. I have no aspirations for personal glory, just glory for the Empire. And now for you.
Your service to me should consume you.
Every waking moment, my lord. I won't take up any more of your time.
He certainly has a lot of passion for this subject of his previous commander, so let's get this stupid thing out of the way and quit worrying about it.
My lord, I'm receiving reports of a failed military incursion. It seems one of our special ops battalions was following shaky intel and walked into an ambush. We're the only ship in the sector that can relay their distress calls to High Command. Permission to transmit their coordinates for extraction.
Do it. Immediately.
Yes, my lord. Hopefully the consequences of this blunder can be lessened.
It's kind of strange, that whole conversation, but you know what? We saved people's lives. I don't really know why he needed to ask my permission, but I do appreciate it, either way.
My lord, I've been tracking a series of broken Imperial signals on an encrypted channel. Tremendous interference. I've identified the source, Major OSWguild, commander of Moff Broisk's elite infiltrator unit. But that's all.
Who is this Major OSWguild? Have you heard of him?
I know him well, my lord. Served with him under Moff Broisk for many years. He's an unmatched leader. Moff Broisk's command ship does not respond when hailed. My gut says there's trouble. Permission to investigate further.
I know you wouldn't waste time with anything that wasn't important.
Thank you, my lord.
I think my character saying that is more of a formality, just being like, you wouldn't waste anything or any of your times at stuff that wasn't important. Whatever.
My lord, I was able to clear the channel and get to the bottom of Major OSWguild's relays. He's in a state of emergency. Patching him through now.
My lord, your captain there is 1 in a million. I've given up hope anyone out there would hear my distress calls.
He's proven himself invaluable to me, on many occasions.
Wish I still had him in my detail. Probably would have avoided this. Moff Broisk dispatched me and my officers to a secret weapons warehouse on Cato Nemoidia. Trouble is, it ain't a secret no more. We're holed up, surrounded by Republic forces. Trying to get Broisk to send the rest of my unit, but he's gone radio silent.
It's worse than that, my lord. The Major's ship has been commandeered by Broisk's personal commandos and ordered to stay put.
That tears it. Seen it 100 times with Broisk. Better to cut bait and let good soldiers die than admit a mistake.
Sounds more like Broisk wants you dead, Major. Any idea why?
Same reason he demoted and exiled your captain, I'm guessing. I'm his only officer who's not shy about my opinion. Enemy was pausing between breaths, gearing up to charge again. Looks like the end of the line for me, but I'm not going out without a fight. OSWguild, out.
My lord, Major OSWguild would be a terrible loss. I served on his ship, know it like the back of my hand. I can infiltrate and try to restore command to his men. Then they would be free to join the fight.
Why are you still standing here? Go.
Yes, my lord. My lord, returning from action. Pleased to report, Major OSWguild and most of his officers have been saved. I was able to infiltrate OSWguild's starship and seize control of the operating systems. I identified where his men were being held, freed them, and locked Moff Broisk's occupying force on the bridge. OSWguild's men promptly rescued him.
The Moff must be pitching a fit. How does it feel to thwart your nemesis?
My lord, I merely ensured that a great asset of the Empire wasn't squandered. Nothing more. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll return to my duties.